Well, hello everyone. Here to show you that the big bird, and the big bird is like for color work. Is talking about is like if you ever heard is like talking about is like with the subjects that we would learn whenever we were in school was is talking about with big bird right here is why I went ahead and explain right here is that went ahead and drew is like a little book diagram, and this is like for paying your dues. And a lot of times we would probably say wonder about that that definition for paying your dues. Is like what exactly what does it mean whenever you say paying your dues. And then of course you got right here is like a rainbow design, and along right here is you have like a say like a little pyramid right here. And then of course what I had is like of course start out with each which that right there would be the count. I think it's 8 1 and 1/8, 1/8. I think it is. It's like is how you would count the number of by say decimal fraction it is. But basically, he's talking about it's like with the math table, and then of course is that the way whenever I was in school, that the way you did it was a lot of times is what the teachers a lot of times would want you to learn. Is that if they wanted you, if it was required by you to use a certain color marker, or maybe you should say just use a pencil or whatever. But you have right here is like a little mathematical type problem. And a lot of times is that I remember whenever I was in school that the word problems, especially word problems, were something that I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time figuring out. Is like the exact answer for is like it's like so far is if you want to say it's like for between the question, it's like for the for the word problem you have right here. It's like for the problem right here, word problem. The word problem is like about how many square yards does this person need, and a rope or whatever you call it, just to do a project or whatever you call it. It's like I remember a number of word problems based on like a project that I remember reading about a lot of times. Is like they would say do it, say have you do it as a group, or more likely that they would have you do it. It's like well, that's something that you need on your own. But we talk about with Big Bird right here, and the guy right here is like a baby picture right here of me, which most teachers which if everybody heard is like some from the other videos that I've done that I posted on my it's like on my YouTube page courses that talking about is that the things that the teachers would want you to do. And then a lot of times you probably say that we don't want an answer that was copied or copied and pasted or whatever off a book. We want to know from what you guys say about it, or is to say from in your own words. And a lot of times we could probably say that if you want to put something what you call in your own words, I was like write that down. I was like for your own words. And a lot of people, a lot of teachers would probably say that it would be worth a lot of points if you can maybe explain something in your own words about exactly how it works and what it means and such. But I remember that whenever I was in school that you probably say want a number of things. It's like you want to to learn how to do this or how to do that maybe in your own way. But then of course I would think for every kid that with most the kids and grown ups, it's like adults, it is that you would probably say that I'll learn it, but I'll learn it my way. But then on the other hand too, that you may not be able to learn it too much your way. But other than the fact that the whole definition for paying your dues is that so far as is for color work is talking about is that they talk about explaining about the exact about it's like talk about it's like the study for the works, study for the works. And a lot of people will probably say that if you can explain just by maybe a word or two on like lines like these, and then to kind of explain a little bit about what it does and then how you did it. But I could probably say that whenever I was in school, I remember that the things, and the way that most teachers would teach you the basics about the times tables, or the multiplication, mathematic, type problems, was that they would kind of like these, that they would have like little plastic little points, not poker chips or anything like that, that they would have it to where they would get these these little plastic dots. You say, I really don't know what they're called, but I'm just describing it. But right here is these little these little dots. You say the plastic dots that they would put on the table. A lot of times that they would put it on the table, and then they would have you count it. It's like 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then it's like and then they would have you do like a mathematical type problem, like 2. You say 2 divided by 2. It is it's like 4 divided by 2, and you have it to where they show you about the times tables, and then along with the addition. It is each time I would do a math problem in my head, I can just picture these little counters in my mind, in my head, about knowing about between adding and subtraction and stuff like that. And a lot of times is that really between numbers, and then you see the counters. It's like if you want to count off by your hands, that it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 and 10 or something like that, and then do the subtraction. But other than that, right here is talking about is that the things that you had whenever you were in school, between this like a notebook pad, and then along with this right here. And a lot of people probably say that if you were to do your homework, it is that you probably say that, well, I'll do it later, or I'll do it never. But then on your hand too, that it's like that I always thought about, it's like you just start out small, and then of course it's like you work your way up. And one of those ways about how to work your way up is to think about it. It's like, well, it's like just to start with something that's maybe it cannot be, maybe it could be a little bit simple, or maybe not so simple, or whatever you call it. But other than that you have right here, you got right here is like a map of, see that the world is like planet Earth right here. And talk about is like with that paying your dues. It's like if you can do the project, if you can explain about maybe the history about this country, or whatever you call it, or maybe the history about maybe planet Pluto or anything like that, that more likely then they'll give you points for it. And a lot of times that according to my definition for what does pay your dues usually mean, well, it means that you pay for it, you get nothing for it. Some people may say, well, you really got to work hard for in order to get it, or you just got to ask for it, whatever it is. But then I really think that the whole matter about paying your dues is that if you were to work hard for what you need to do in order to be able to reach that goal, it's like, and that's for what you get. But then of course a lot of people would probably think about is that well, I tried that and it didn't work, so what else can I do? But on the hand too, there's always a suggestion by saying that well, if that don't work, then you may have to go to plan B or C or D or J or whatever. And one of those plans could be is getting up early in the morning and maybe running an errand, or and maybe studying a book for about for a couple of hours, whatever it is. And a lot of people would probably think about is that's the boring part. I'm talking about the exciting part. But of course, whenever I was in school, though, that a lot of times is that anything that did not have anything to do with coloring, a lot of times was considered boring. That I was not that type of person who wanted to read a storybook, and then of course that I was not that type of person who really want to talk a whole lot about something. But every once in a while, more likely I did, like maybe the dinosaurs, talk a little bit about the dinosaurs. Maybe it's like the T-Rex it is. But anyway, you have right here is for color works right here. It's like for Big Bird right here, you got so planet Earth, but then of course talking about it's like explain how you arrived at this answer or how do you arrive at that answer. But so far as talking about, it's like for your own in your own words. It's like you have pairs for the reading glasses right here. It's talking about it's like in your own words you explain. And if from all the subjects that you could probably think about, it's like how do you explain this or how do you explain that is more likely is knowing about is the talent. Is the talent is that the fact that more likely that there is a way you can explain about maybe how you did this or how you did that or maybe how you arrived at your answer just by is like maybe the skill is like the skill talent it is that more likely that with most kids between the subjects required and then the subjects requested it is that more likely that you could probably say that that all have a future ahead of them. And then of course on the other hand too, that between the subjects required and then the subjects recommended is that talking about is like between the subjects is for language arts and the homework and along with computers and supplies it is. And between thinking about between what you want and what you need is so far as school supply shopping. With Big Bird you could probably think about is that you may need to wait until you can get what you want. You may not be able to get all what you want, but then of course you may need to get what you need, and what you need of course is what you call is that something to study. One of those things of course is something to study. Something to study is like just something to work with. And of course, it's like you have right here. It's like you have Big Bird right here. And if you want to draw like what you call, character, is like the character is like that maybe not even be like what you call it's like that certain Sesame Street character. You got right here is the character. You got right here is it's like is the mouth right here. You got the mouth, and then you got right here, and you got like I didn't think that it's like the Captain Pop, but anyway, but you have right here is see here, go ahead and get see I don't have a black available, but anyway, right here is you got the eyes right here. But other than that, with color work right here is like with color work is the know right here is like details that you would want to put. It's like in your character. It's if you want to give it a star or what you call is like a thumb up or whatever you call it. That a lot of kids would probably say that, hey, I would like to do the homework, but I would like to do it my way. But then of course it's like me. It's like knowing about the classroom rules. It goes by saying it's like, well, you gotta do it the way that you are required to do it. And of course it's like, what did you learn in school today? Learn that the fact about that, knowing that it's like we each say have a choice about it. It's like about our education. But other than that, it's like here it's like talking about it's like for paying your dues. Like, well, what does paying your dues mean? It means fact about working out the problems to arrive. Is like to explain about how you arrived at your answer. But other than that, it's like it's like for Big Bird and color work coloring.